Good afternoon and welcome to Phases the Next Level. I'm your host, Invalette Sunshine, and I'm so excited to be here today talking with Miss Bree. Bree, thank you for being here. So today the subject is a 16-year-old addicted to meth. Actually, prior to being 16, addicted to meth. So Bree she's brave enough to come and tell her story, and I commend her for that because not only is this going to help Bree, but it's going to also help others out there, young children and adults, if they can just see this story and see and listen to everything she's been through. It's a really good story. I hope that you tune in, subscribe, like, and share this story. It's very important that we get it out to the universe so that we can help as many people as we can and continue to help Bree in her sobriety. So Bree, let's get started. So tell me about growing up.
Okay.
What life was like growing up.
Well, growing up, life was good. It was great, actually. My mom, she was a single mom. She took care of me. My dad was in and out of prison, in and out of jail, so he never really was in my life. Mm-hmm. But I had a good life. I had anything I wanted, everything I wanted, and
things happen.
Yeah.
So that's good to know because I always want to recognize that it is, something that happens in our past that never is addressed or taken care of, and it usually kind of carries with us until we really actually take care of the root cause. Mm-hmm. And I hear you say that your dad was absent, but it's good to know that you do have a relationship with your dad. You know mm-hmm. who he is, and you guys love each other, and that's amazing. Mm-hmm. And so this is just life, and things happen. So where did it start to fall apart since your mom was there, and as a single mother, we have to work and take care of our children.
Yeah.
So where did it start to fall apart?
In 2015, my mom and her husband started using meth, and at first they were functioning. Usually when you start you can function, but then mm-hmm. you start to fall off.
Because they say, I know a lot of people, I've done these interviews, and they say, well, I just was doing it every now and then, just to keep me going. I was doing so much, and this just kept me going. But then the tables turned.
That's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. And then stuff just fell down. We lost our house. My mom lost her car, her kids.
So
meth
started taking over
everything.
Okay, and so at that point, it sounds like you. So let me back up. At that point, is that where you started, like, being rebellious, or were you being rebellious before that?
That's when I started.
That's when it really started. And so what happened? Let me ask you this: you started because you were angry because things were falling down around you. Because you were so used to normalcy.
Like having everything you wanted, nothing at all, can really mess you up a lot.
Yeah, and mom was always there, everything was good, and then it goes away because of a drug.
Yes.
All right, and so how did you before your meth use, did you use any other drugs?
I used marijuana, that was it.
Okay, so you was just smoking weed,
yeah.
And you were sneaking doing it, like when you would go out, you would sneak and smoke. Okay. All right, so then what happened after that? How did you start the meth use? What happened?
Well, my mom would have friends over at her house, and my mom would be gone, and they would be there, and they'd be cleaning and doing whatever they do, and they would leave my mom's room, and I would go in there, and I would get in their stuff, and I would take their drugs.
What made you want to go in there and do it? Were you curious?
I was curious. I was curious, like,
what are they
what
doing?
It do, and what did it do to you?
Mm-hmm.
What was so important about it that my mom?
You wanted to know why was it? I get that.
Why she was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I guess I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna see what it's about.
I get that. Okay.
I did.
So you was actually taking it from them, and they didn't know that you were doing it. Okay. And so your mom loses her house. You lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
What else happens? So do you get in trouble? Are you having to go live with other people?
Yes,
I mean, tell me about your story, that part of your life.
So I did start getting in trouble with the law. I started catching big charges, not just little charges like possession, but big felony charges like robbery, larceny, assault.
Oh gosh.
Charges that,
And you're 13, right?
When
14.
14 when I started catching these charges.
Okay.
And then we had to stay at people's houses. I could say we stayed at like 8 different people's houses. Yeah. Like We was in for a month, and then we was out. We was house hopping, hotel hopping, just
But you
finding
were always
places.
with your mom.
Always, because I knew my mom was better than that. I wasn't about to leave her just because of what she was going through, and I know she needed me, so I
Very
wasn't
smart.
gonna just leave her with nothing.
So you went and robbed people. When did you get caught? Because you got caught, right?
Yes, I got caught in Osage County. I didn't get caught, but it caught up with me,
Caught up with you.
and I ended up getting 6 felony charges, all robbery, different counts of robbery.
In the same county?
Yes, and that was the first time I got locked up, and I got locked up in Tulsa County.
Oh, you were in Tulsa County?
I got put in Tulsa County. So that, I got in trouble for that, but then the night before, I was with a friend, my sister, a really close friend of mine.
Right.
And me and my mom had gotten in a fight one night, and she threw her coffee on me, and I didn't know if she meant to, but I was on Xanax really bad, and I tripped out, and I was fighting my mom, and then we had a car, and I told my friend, you know what, let's go, get in the car and drive off, and she was like, no, and I was like on Xanax, so I was like, drive off, and she drove off.
So
And I
Xanax
left.
make you really mad?
Really
Okay.
mean.
Okay.
Yes, and I left, and I didn't come back till the morning because I had fell asleep in the car because I was like really.
Yeah, where'd you guys go when you
We
drove?
drove to Colonial.
Were you guys old? Well, you weren't old enough to drive. Who was driving?
My friend, my sister.
You drove from Tulsa?
No, we
This
was in
was here.
Bartlesville.
Okay.
This is when I got put in Tulsa County, but this is like how it led up to
Gotcha.
getting arrested.
Okay.
And then we drove off, and we fell asleep in the wheel. Like she fell asleep behind the wheel at the car because we was, we needed sleep. And when we fell asleep, we left the car on. So the next morning when we woke up, the engine was dead. So we had to have somebody come get us and everything. And then we were staying at a hotel, Motel 6, and they brought us back there. And my mom and Michelle, the person I'm living with now, were fixing my mom's car because I threw my mom's keys and they couldn't find them. So they were trying to find a way to start the car without the keys. And I was in the car and I was asleep. And then the cops, like 8 cops, pulled up and arrested me because I guess my mom had called the cops on me for running away.
Oh, okay.
And
So when they arrested
that led
you-
up to with the charges in Osage.
That's how it caught up with you.
Yes.
Okay. So whoever you were with doing the robbery told on you, or they knew they were looking for you?
I don't know if they told.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know how I got brought into it because I wasn't in it at all.
Right.
And then,
So they just brought you. So somehow you got brought into it.
yeah, I don't.
Okay. So you get arrested, and they keep you, or do they call your mom and say, we got her, we're gonna book her in, but you got to come and get her?
They kept me for 2 weeks in Tulsa.
In Tulsa County Jail?
No, this is
Oh.
Tulsa Detention.
Oh, okay.
I've only been to Osage County Jail,
Okay.
but they took me to Tulsa Detention. And I was there for 2 weeks.
How was that?
I don't remember the first few days because I was asleep.
Right.
Because I was coming down off of
Right.
Xanax. But then when I woke up, I didn't even know why I was here. I was like, why am I here? What did I do? And then I called my mom.
Who were you talking to? Was it counselors there?
The booking lady that was about to do my intake.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to her and I was like, why am I here? And she said, you had got into some trouble and you had a warrant in Bartlesville for running away.
Right.
And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then I remembered what happened and I was like, that's crazy. And then I got to talk to my mom and I was just crying because I felt bad and I didn't know what to do.
Right.
My
Because
first
now you're
time-
sober now.
Yeah, and it was my first time ever being locked up, so I didn't know how to take it.
Right.
You know?
And so
It's different.
Yeah. So they get a hold of your mom after 2 weeks.
No, I talked to her, but throughout the time I'm there for 2 weeks, I'm talking to her, but then I went to court and they released me.
They
from
released
court.
you, okay. And you come back to or you're in Bartlesville, and you go back to robbing and doing meth.
Yeah, drugs was the next. I really stopped robbing people after that.
So that was it. That was
Yeah.
kind of a wake up.
Yeah.
So, but then you got on meth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad, and then that's when
So how did you use meth?
I smoked it and I snorted it.
But you never shot it.
No.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
No.
So you smoked it and you shot it, and then as you continue to do that, how did it get worse? Because sometimes when you, like we said, you start using them, you're using the drug, just using it, and then it begins to you take control of you.
Yes.
So when did it get bad?
When I met my ex-girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
she was, at first she wasn't on drugs, so things were good,
And where'd you meet her?
At a friend's house.
Okay.
I met her at a friend's house and she had came over and we just started talking
Okay.
after that, and I was with her for 2 years.
Okay.
And she, don't want to say she got me on drugs, but she didn't try to get me away from them.
So
Like she continued to use, so I continued to
Right.
use.
if it's there, Yeah.
And then,
All right. And so then you get in trouble again.
yeah, I get in trouble
So
with
did things
cocaine.
get bad with you and her?
Yeah, she ended up going to jail a lot, and she got on drugs really, really bad.
Okay.
And I couldn't do it anymore.
Right. And then so when did you tell me about when you went again?
Okay, well, I was in Copan with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and her mom used, I used, so we came together and we started using together.
But your friend didn't use?
No.
Okay.
We started using together, and then we was like, hey, we can go to Walmart and I think it was get phones and sell them to make money.
Right.
And we did that, and we went to Walmart, and she was like, I know something that we can do to make a quick money where we don't even have to do all this. And I was like, what? She said, you can go get that old lady's purse. She looked like she has money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it, and I got the purse, and I ran outside. Like, I didn't get outside with the purse, though, because I was scared, and my heart was pumping, and I was really high, and I just didn't know what to do. So I, like, threw the purse in the aisle, like, behind stuff, and then I ran out. And then, like, all the managers and stuff were following me, and they had their phones out and everything, like, getting the license plate and everything. And the old lady came out, and I was getting in the car, and she was, like, standing in front of the driver's door.
Right.
Like, while I was open, standing in front of it, like, where's my purse? And I was like, I don't even have your purse. I threw it back inside and everything. And she wouldn't get out the car, so we just
You
drove
just took off, and you were paranoid anyway.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm driving off. I don't care. I can't.
So did you go back to Copan?
No. We had went to Dewey, and the mom had a friend in Dewey that I stayed with, and not even stayed with, just for a couple hours. And I was, getting high.
So you were getting high in Dewey too?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I didn't, I was paranoid.
Right.
I could think, okay, I need to get high.
Right.
That's what I need to do. And I did that. And then the mom just left us there. Like,
in Dewey?
Yes. But we had a car, so we didn't have to really worry about that.
Okay.
But we had a car.
So it was you and your girlfriend? Or who?
No,
You and the friend?
Me, a friend, and a friend.
Were end up in Dewey?
Yes. Got left in Dewey by the one friend's mom.
But you had a car?
Yes.
And then where'd you guys go?
Well, the car was hot, obviously.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So we, took back roads back to Bartlesville to get to a house where we could stay the night there and stuff. And we stayed the night there and slept and everything. And then we woke up and we were going to leave to go to Owasso and stay with one of my friend's sisters. But we needed gas. So she called one of my friends called her dad to go get us gas. And he told us to meet us here. But we didn't think anything was up. We didn't know that he knew what was going on. But when we pulled up to the gas station, like 5 cop cars pulled in behind us, and I was just like...
And that car was stolen?
No, it was her car.
Okay,
but it was involved in hit and run, so...
Right.
And then I had a lot of weed on me, and it was just...
And they found all that?
Yeah, but I didn't get charged with it.
Okay.
I didn't get charged with any of that because they didn't know whose bag it was, and I left it in the car.
Right. So you went on to... So they took you to jail?
They took us to the courthouse to... ask questions, anything.
To interrogate you, right?
Yes, and I called my mom and I lied to her and I told her they're trying to accuse me of hitting the old lady with the car and I didn't even do it, try to lie to her so she wouldn't believe me. And I was at the courthouse and my mom was there and my mom had went in to talk to them and then they just came out and they was like, the right to remain silent. And I was like, what?
So, but where is your mom clean now at this
No.
point? So she's still trying to take care of you and make sure you
she wanted
see
me
what's
out the
going on with
streets,
you,
so
right? So she said arrest her.
Yep.
That was a good mom. She needed you away from that.
They arrested me and they took me to Osage County and I was there for like 3 months.
Were you mad at your mom for doing that?
At first I was. It's not the first time she's done it. I mean, throughout my life she's done it a lot, but I thank her now.
Because you understand now.
Yeah,
why.
because
you know that your mom loves you.
Yes.
That was she needed you back.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you went to Osage County to detention?
Jail.
To jail?
Osage County jail.
At 14?
Yes.
And
I was in an actual jail with all the not prisoners, but yes.
Pretty much. And so you're sitting in jail all this for 3 months?
3 months.
So what about court and what about the charges?
I went to court and they just kept sending me back. They weren't gonna release me. I was waiting to go to placement. And they weren't releasing me. But then I want to say August, I went to court. And my dad was there. The DA had brought my dad from prison to come see me. She said, I brought him here to show you this is what's going to be like if you don't get your stuff together. and it was sad because it was my first time seeing him in a long time.
Yeah. Did he cry?
Yeah,
I
we
know,
both
it was
cried.
sad, yeah.
I just walked in and he was just like, "Hi, baby girl," and I just started crying because I didn't know what was going on. And they actually ended up releasing me that day, and they let me go home. And I was doing good for a little bit, and then I just fell off again.
Gosh. Okay. So they let you go home, and so are those charges are still
Yes.
with you?
Yeah.
And are you done with that? Are you done with so
No.
you go to court, and they release you. Where are you now? Is your mom clean by then? Are you back with your mom? What happens then after you see your dad in the courtroom?
We were living with Michelle and Dewey in one of her houses in Dewey. And
Kind lady, so sweet.
yes, we were staying there, and then I was doing good for about a month, and then I fell off again. I
You with the
started
wrong
hanging
people?
out with my ex-girlfriend again, and I started,
So the lesson in that is that, we can't, when we're trying to get better and do better, we got to
can't carry the people with you that
they can't go with you.
They have
If they're
to
not
go.
ready to be right,
Yes.
you can't go around the same people. And I'm
Yes.
glad you know that now.
Yes.
So, and now, so you went back with her. Anything else happened illegal wise that you had to go back to jail?
Yeah.
So what happened then? This is the third time now, right? Because you went to detention.
Yes.
And now you went to Osage County.
And then I'm out.
And then
I'm
you're
going
out.
back
Mm-hmm.
for. Wow, I've been in trouble a lot. I can't even remember all the times I got locked up.
Okay. So anyway, that's fine.
Yeah.
When is the last time that what was the longest time you stayed?
10 months. That
And is
was
this
recent.
last time?
Yeah.
Okay, so
April
where'd you?
3rd.
April 3rd you went?
I got arrested at
what
my
happened?
house. I was asleep, and my mom was like, "Your PO's here," and my PO was like, "Get dressed. You're going to detention." And I was like, "Why? What did I do? I didn't even do anything." She said, "You can talk about that with your judge in court." And I was like, "Okay." So I got dressed, and the cop came and took me to detention. And I was waiting to go to placement. And before this, I had already been to that placement before. But what happened was I was there at that placement for 4 months, and then I guess faked the system into thinking that I was going crazy, like that something was wrong with me. And I
What'd you do?
wouldn't talk. I didn't talk for a week. I just faced the wall and stared at the wall. I wouldn't eat, and they sent me to Southern Plains. It's like a treatment hospital type thing, and I was there for a month.
Okay.
And they sent me there.
So when you were there at the treatment Southern Plains, is that what it is? What do they do there?
They help people that have suicidal thoughts and stuff.
Okay. So
They
what were
help
you
you
like
just-
counseling?
Yeah,
Okay.
like intense counseling.
Okay. And did you talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nothing was really wrong with me. I was
Right,
just
you
trying
was
to
just-
get out of there because I was tired of being there.
Right.
And they took me in, and then they let me leave like around after Halloween.
So how long did you stay in there? You think?
I was there for a month.
For a month, and then
I went home. They let me go
Oh,
home.
they let you go
released
home.
me and let me go home.
okay.
And then when they released me, I stayed in a shelter in Pawhuska. And
Alone.
yes, my mom
So your
wasn't
mom
there.
was okay. Okay.
And then I got kicked out of the shelter because at school I had stolen cell phone at school to get
In
hold of my
Pawhuska?
mom. Yeah, because they didn't let me talk to my mom every day like I wanted to. So I was like, you know what? I'm talking to my mom. I don't care what I have to do to do it. And I stole somebody's cell phone.
Oh, Bree.
And they kicked me out.
Right.
And then my caseworker didn't send me to detention for that. They actually arrested me at school and took me to the Pawhuska jail.
Oh.
And then they let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And I never got charged with it. They said that they were going to charge me, but they never charged me with it. But
So then, where did you end up doing 10 months at?
okay, this was after.
After the 10 months.
This is before the 10 months.
Before 10 months. Okay, gotcha.
And this is the first time I went to treatment because I went there twice.
Okay.
And then I went home and I stayed with my mom at a friend's house. You know, she was still on the same stuff. I didn't want to change clearly either because I was still on the same stuff, still hanging out with the wrong people. And then this is like January, and then I was doing good from January to April. And then that's when I got arrested and went back to treatment.
Yeah.
And then I was there, and at first when I went to treatment, it was July 3rd when I went there. I didn't really care. I was like, I'm just going to do what I have to do to get out of here. I did it the first time, I could do it again. And then I was just trying to get by and fake the program. And then, I don't know, one day I had a mental breakdown. And if you don't know,
Absolutely,
before
yeah.
I was pregnant, I had ended up miscarrying, but I was pregnant while I was in detention, and I was miscarrying in detention, so it was hard. I was alone. I didn't have my mom. I didn't have anybody in there to like go through that with.
Yeah.
And then I miscarried in detention, and then that was before I got put in treatment. And then when I went to treatment, I was still like sad about that. It still bothered me. It still bothers me to this day.
Yeah.
But I just tried to get by. I got in trouble. I got in fights. And then September 11th, on 9/11, I just broke down one day, and I was like, I want to change. I'm tired of living like this. This is not how I'm supposed to live.
That's right.
You know, you can't. I'm gonna be 10 feet under or in prison if I keep doing what I'm doing.
That's right.
This is my last chance.
Yeah.
Like, and I just made a commitment to myself that I was gonna change. And I woke up the next day. I didn't talk to nobody for weeks. I did what I had to do to get out of there. I made my levels. I got up to the highest level. And
So you
I got
meant
to
it.
leave. Yes.
You meant it.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
So,
hard for me not to cry, but
so you made your levels, and you're done with the program?
yes, I completed the program and I got to leave.
So in this time, is your mom getting help
Yes.
for herself?
Yeah, okay, so while I was locked up, she had moved to Hooker, Oklahoma. And she had told me that she was doing good there, but I guess she was just trying to help me, not to worry about her.
Right.
But I guess things weren't going good down there, and they ended up moving back down here. And when the day they moved back down here, I guess they were staying in a house that had no electricity, no water, no heat, and like nothing, in a cold house. Like,
But you're
in the middle
getting
of
yourself
December.
together, and now she's doing this, and now they're in no electric, no nothing.
Yes.
Got your brother.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they called Michelle and told her, like, we need your help. Like, my mom had already been to the sober house 3 times and got kicked out because she wasn't following what she was supposed to do. And Michelle was like, okay, and took them back in. And
Aw.
she,
Michelle's awesome.
yes, she is. And she's been doing.
So you get out, you did your time, and you really doing your work in your program. You was
Yes.
working your program and made your levels, and
And I
now
got to
you
leave
get
early, 5 months.
Yeah.
I got to leave in 5 months instead of 7 because I was doing so good.
Good. And when you came home, she was already at Michelle's,
Yes,
and then that's how you guys ended up there.
Yes.
And everybody's sober,
yes,
and so now things are turning around.
yes.
Right. So what are you having to go through now because of all that you've done? Is it courts and programs and?
Yep, I have to pay my fines. I have to over 150 hours of community service. I have to go to court. I'm next have court in February, and I'm trying to get all my community service done by court so it will look good on me. You know,
Right.
I have to do counseling.
Yeah. And
I
are
have
you
to see
going
my
to
PO
counseling
every week? Yes,
Okay.
I have to see my PO every week. My mom has to do counseling. I have to do UAs, random UAs,
Good.
and
And you're willing.
I have to stay in the sober house. It's court ordered right now that I stay there.
Okay.
And I go
And you're
to
okay
NA
with this,
meetings.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to NA meetings, but I voluntarily go.
I think that's that's another mechanism to help you stay sober, right?
Yeah.
And this time it just seems like you want it this time.
Yeah.
You're really fighting for it.
Yeah,
do
and
right.
it was hard at first because I didn't want to change. I was like, this is cool to me, hanging out with gang bangers. That's cool to me. That was cool to me. But now that I look at it, it's not worth it at all.
It's not worth it at all. And then you end up being, like you
And
said,
me
a lot
being
of.
the one that got in
I was
trouble.
going to say exactly
Nobody
that.
else.
Nobody else. It always then you everybody was all in.
Yes, and
But
it was
you're the
all
only one that gets in
went down
trouble.
for every
Yeah.
time, and
And it's not worth it.
it's not. And then I just think about all my friends. While I was locked up, nobody
Where were they?
checked on me. Nobody wrote me. Nobody put money on my stuff. Nobody, they could have done those things, and they never did that for me. So that's why I don't hang out. I hang out with one person. That's my sister.
Yeah.
Because
That's it. That's all
That's
you
it.
need.
so really, it
It's
is
all you
I
need, and you need God in your life.
Need God,
and you need
my
to stay
sister,
close. And your
my
mom.
mom, my family. That's it.
That's it. Well, you got me, and I'm here for you, and I wish you well, and I hope that you continue to do, what you need to do, Bree, because you're a beautiful girl, and I hope that people listen to the story because they need to hear it. They need to hear. You've been through a lot, and you're 16.
I know.
It's a lot, and I just pray it's gone out. It's out of your system. You've been through it. You're facing it, and now it's time, to grow up a little more and just be who you're going to be now, because you have a lot in you.
I do.
You do,
I'm
and
doing
there's
good,
things
though.
and you're doing amazing.
I have a job. I have
Oh, you start working.
Yes.
Where are you working?
YMCA.
Yes.
I'm doing good.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, that's good to know. And that way, whoever sees this, share it with your friends. Put it on your social media. Have them to go to YouTube because somebody needs to see this. You're not the only one going through it. And I know a lot of times when we go through stuff, we think it's just us. You
Right.
know.
That's just I've been through a lot. I've been through more, but that's like.
That's the high level of what
Yeah.
it was. You've seen a lot. You've done a lot.
been
And then
through
you get the bad end of the stick, and everybody running around free.
Right.
You know, and it's not fair.
At all.
But what it boils down to is choices, and so we just need to make the right choices, right, for yourself. You got a little brother, and
Yeah.
don't you got a?
Little brother. I have a lot of siblings.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But with your mom, you know that you
Yeah.
need to set that example for him, and don't put him through no more. You know.
Yeah.
So he doesn't go through that. You
Yeah.
need y'all.
I know.
So be thankful for Michelle, because she's
Really
amazing.
thankful.
Yeah.
I'm really
I'm
thankful.
telling you, if you need me, you call me, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you got my number, or you know how to reach me.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, that is Bree's story. It was a little tough, but we made it through. And if if there's any young child out there needing help, just reach out to me. Reach out to Phases the Next Level. Let Bree know. She can show you where to get some help. You know, if you need it, because it's very detrimental to your lives. So anyway, you guys have a good afternoon. Say your prayers, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.